One of the biggest sources of stress about retirement is the income number. People throw around figures that sound enormous, and once you hear them, it's easy to feel behind. In this video, I want to break down how much income you actually need in retirement, not based on outdated ideas about cheap countries and not based on worst-case fear either. Just grounded in how retirement planning actually works today. This becomes especially relevant if you're thinking about retiring abroad, because visas, healthcare rules and residency requirements are part of the real cost of retirement, not just rent and groceries. A lot of retirement planning starts from the wrong place. People take their current income, apply a rough percentage, and assume they need something similar forever. But retirement isn't just working life without work. Some expenses disappear, others shrink, and a few new ones appear, like healthcare, insurance, and long-term mobility. The mistake isn't just overestimating, it's assuming the structure of costs stay the same. The most useful shift I've made is separating lifestyle from income. Income is just a tool. What really matters is what kind of life you want to fund and under what legal, tax, healthcare and residency system you'll be living. If you plan to retire abroad, visas become a part of your cost structure. They determine where you're allowed to live, for how long, and under what financial conditions. Here's a basic framework I use for my retirement budget planning. First, baseline expenses. Housing, food, utilities, healthcare, insurance and visa-related costs. Second, lifestyle expenses. Travel, hobbies, eating out and flexibility. And third, buffers. Unexpected costs, inflation, currency risk and policy changes. That total is your real income requirement, not an abstract replacement of your salary and not a fantasy low-cost number either. Location still matters, not because some countries are cheap, but because each country has a different cost and rule structure. If you're planning to live abroad, the visa system becomes part of your financial planning. Some countries require minimum income, insurance coverage, deposits, or even property ownership just to stay long term. So the trade-off isn't just rent and food. It's legal, residency, healthcare access, taxes, and how stable your long-term setup actually is. When your required income is properly defined, including taxes, healthcare and legal costs, it changes how much pressure you put on your portfolio. A realistic income target allows for more sustainable withdrawal rates, less forced selling in down markets, and more flexibility when policies or markets change. In many cases, retirement sustainability has less to do with squeezing returns and more to do with designing a cost structure you can live with long term. For me, the shift wasn't realizing I could live cheaply somewhere. It was realizing that I can still have a good lifestyle, but that visa and residency rules require more deliberate planning and trade-offs than people often expect. Southeast Asia still offers meaningful lifestyle and cost advantages. But it's no longer a simple move there and everything gets cheaper story. Over the last few years, countries in Southeast Asia have adapted their visa and residency rules, and further changes will likely need to be considered in your planning. A lot of retirement stress comes from assumptions that no longer hold. Putting real numbers on things gives you something concrete to plan against. In the next video, I'll walk through what retirement in Thailand and Malaysia actually looks like today, including housing, healthcare, visas and taxes, and what trade-offs come with each. If you're thinking about retirement and want to approach it realistically without fear or fantasy, consider subscribing, and see you in the next video.